Yeah, what's going on, everyone? How y'all doing? I am your host, Michael Grady. Welcome to another episode of Heavy Hitters. Um, I know I've been out for a while. I've been dealing with some stuff, dealing with some things, but I'm here. I'm back, and I'm coming to bring you guys the same stuff that I left with you guys when I was gone. I'm bringing you the same type of energy back right now. We're talking about the controversial stuff that is pretty much going on in the world right now. And today's topic is a very interesting topic because let me ask you guys a question. Do you feel like people of power have every right to say whatever the hell they want to say? And I mean, like, they just no filters whatsoever. Um, it's been known and it's been seen that a lot of people of power and a lot of people of stature of higher cause, because we are the lower level, feel like they can say whatever they want. And there's certain people that I want to talk about tonight that really struck a nerve with me, along with a lot of people in society, because of the things that they say and the fact that they have a large following. So whatever they say, their following will support it. And I don't think that's right. I think that's unfortunate that certain people that are in, whether you're in politics, entertainment, sports, whatever, certain people use negativity to get their message across, but at the same time, it's offending a lot of people. So tonight's topic is, do you have the right to speak anything? And I'm talking about, and you don't even have to be rich, you don't have to be famous, you don't have to have no kind of power whatsoever. You could be an ordinary Joe like myself. Like I even hold myself to a certain standard to where if I feel like certain things that I say that come out my mouth, it could be detrimental. And it's even more detrimental for the simple fact that, when I got kids. So I have boys, and the fact that, whatever they see their dad spit out, they would try to emulate that same thing. Certain things I spit out, even in my past, even some of the things that I'm working on right now, some of the things I'm working on right now, I really don't want my kids to accept that as that being okay. But a lot of people in society now feels like, well, whatever I say goes. And the fact that they have a large following, people are gravitating to that. So let's talk a little bit more about why do people feel like they can say anything and use their power to structuralize and make people hypnotize on what they say. Let's talk about that tonight on Heavy Hitters. I'm gonna first start off by saying, certain people may feel like, when you say certain things, when you have a mass of people and you feel like certain things that you could say, certain people are entertained, some people are riled up, but the most important thing people are feel like it's a form of incitement. And why do I use that word incitement? Because just recently, not long ago, with the 45th president, um, we saw that his power over his people led to a major black eye for this country. And it seems like to me, whenever people feel like they could just say certain things and people take it and they run with it, you don't know certain things how certain things or certain words may take people in a whole different direction. It may take them to a direction where it can lead to something positive, but it can take them in a direction that can feel like it's something negative. And that's what we saw on January the 6th. That's just the tip of the iceberg. People, like, a lot of this stuff has been going on for a long time. It's just certain people that I want to discuss. I just feel like certain things that, if that's your honest opinion, keep your honest opinion to yourself. You have your own opinion. Nobody's not questioning that. You have the right to freedom of speech. Nobody's not questioning that neither. But at the same time, you got to understand, for the simple fact that if people view you as a role model or a major figure in society, you have to lead yourself in a way that's going to be conducted to be more professional. And when you speak certain words you have to use in a professional manner. Let's just get that out the book right now. I had to change my whole image because it was at a time where I was coming up as a person and I was growing up, like young, just like everybody else was. And I was using certain things in a negative way, and I was being judged on what I said and how I conducted myself. That's the same thing that certain people need to take into consideration when they're on higher platforms than the middle class or the lower class. You can't look at those people and say, well, whatever I say goes just because I'm rich or you don't have what I have. No, 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 no. We can't look at it like that. That's why we have so many problems in the world today. That's why so many people do not want to work together. That's why so many people only want to go in separate directions and don't be able to build on what they're trying to already establish. And that's unity. If we can sit here and talk about how certain things are supposed to be able to be coexisted, why can't we relate on certain things that may be offensive to some people? Not just all, but to some, and not just a particular group, because everyone is affected by what people say. Everybody's affected by what people do, but when your actions don't speak, but your words do, your words have to be careful. It's easy for some people to feel like, hey, why don't you work together to come to some common solution or come to some common ground instead of being going in the opposite direction? No, we don't feel like we need to do that as a society. Society needs to stand firm, and society needs to hold people that are in places accountable for what they say and what they do. I feel like, a lot of things that we see on TV, a lot of things affect what we decide to do. And I'm talking about I'm talking about Americans, period. And I'm going to get back on that word Americans because it was one particular person that really struck my nerve about what he said and the things that he said. And it kind of pissed me off. I'm not even going to lie to you. It pissed me off in a whole nother level. And I want to talk about Mitch McConnell, y'all. I'm going to get off topic for a little bit, but I'm going to talk about Mitch McConnell. I don't know if anyone saw the press conference that he had, but this is quoted. Mitch McConnell actually said in front of a live camera that African Americans are not classified as Americans, and I quote this: African Americans that live here, was born here, are not are not Americans, true Americans. So I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So you trying to tell me I'm not an American? I'm not an American because I'm African American? And let's keep it real, y'all. I'm not even going to justify, even when I do a job application, I don't justify myself as African American. I justify myself as other. I remember back in the day when applications had black. I remember when applications had black for black people. And we didn't know any better, so we put it down. But at the same time, we should have put other because I don't label myself as a colored, but that's a whole different story. But at the same time, when Mitch McConnell said that, Mitch McConnell is a high-ranking official in the Senate, man. Mitch McConnell has a lot of leeway and a lot of clout, and he's a very powerful person. So when he came on the air and said that, of course, like I was saying to you guys earlier, the things that these people say that are powerful people, it travels long. It travels long to the point to where you don't want to go against the grain. I put it to you like that. Because if you do go against the grain, just like some of his counterparts in the GOP, some of his counterparts are even censored now. You have Liz Cheney, she got censored, and you have the other politician, I don't know his name, but I know he was in the military, but he's also been censored by his own party, the GOP. Because they didn't like what they were saying. They did not like the views that they was putting on fellow American people. But this is what my topic is all about. What gives them the right to say what they say? But at the same time, people, we have our own minds, okay? We have our own minds. We can educate ourselves. We can read up on stuff. We don't have to actually understand what someone else is saying from their own perspective. Their perspective may be clouded, but their perspective is not what you have to live by. You have a mind of your own. Make your own decisions, but actually take pride in what you believe in. Because if you don't and you follow suit in what everybody else is saying, then you're not going to be a leader. You're going to be a follower. I can't follow someone who actually stands firm and believe that being a person that's going to intimidate someone or being a person that's going to incite violence. I cannot support someone on that because that is the reason why this problem coexists. It coexists because people learn to follow that because maybe they have their own ideology on that same thing. I can't relate to that. I can't relate to the fact that if you feel like being forceful is the only way you can get your point across, you don't need to talk to me. Not one bit. Some people feel like that's the absolute best thing to do. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of people feel like that's the best thing to do. They're going to continuously have these problems in society. It's just like oil and water, don't mix. People want to be able to listen to what you have to say, but when you cloud their judgment with BS and speculation and this, that, and the third, you give people the option to just feel like, you know what? Let me research what you're saying and let me see how accurate this is. And then when they find out and realize that's why they don't like certain networks, because certain networks put people on blast. Certain networks actually do they fact checking and find out some of this stuff that people, not even politicians, I'm talking about celebrities too, people that be, inciting this stuff is full of shit. I don't understand why is it so hard to go against the grain when you know it's bad instead of going with the grain when you know it's not good for you. Why is it so hard for people to understand that? That's just like sticking your finger in a hot stove when you know it's hot. You have better decisions, people. Y'all know this stuff is not, you can't make this stuff up. This is something that's been going on for years in our society. It's been going on for years in our country, but yet we still put people in position to continue to mess this country up. Even with the whole system of the voting registration and the voting suppression, that should have been stopped right off the rip. Because why? As an American, I have the right to vote. No matter what color my skin is, I have the right to vote. But when you try to make it hard for people of different shades of skin, that's a problem. And then you want to encourage it because the people that are encouraging it are the people that see the fear in the fact that when people get out and vote, that means that people are going to get that cancer out of society. That's why they're trying to use the scare tactic. That's why they're trying to make it hard for people of us. And I'm talking about my minority brothers and sisters, not just black folks. They try to make it hard for us to succeed by getting them out of position that they are already in, which was already created by people that believe the same ideology that they believe in. You can't make this up, man. Like if you think certain things can bring people together, like we've seen tragedies in this country. We've seen 9/11, we've seen the wars, we've seen like assassinations. We've seen that bring people together. But is it really real? Is it really real though? Think about it. Do you feel like, just because if I put up a speech in front of TV, do you think that speech was scripted, or you think when they go home, do you think they really care about what they said in front of the media? No. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn for one because they're not even attacking. They're basically doing two things. I can give you two examples. They're energizing their base, but yet they're throwing shots at the people they want to throw shots at. When you give people that limelight, only thing you have to do is just this, people. Turn that shit off. Turn it off because at the same time, it's going to warp your mind. It's going to contaminate your already stable mind and have you thinking that, whatever this person is trying to drive home or he's trying to just put into my heart and put into my soul, this is the right thing to do. It's not. It's not. So, the whole topic, like I said, guys, it's very disturbing, but yet at the same time, it can be fixed. It could be fixed because we are in a society where people need to be heard. A lot of people may not think we're being heard, but at the same time, how do you correct that? You go out and vote, you go out and state your facts, and you challenge the authority. And I'm not just talking about, when I say challenge the authority, I'm not talking about being in a forceful way. Protests can be peaceful, but certain people will label protest as something that's barbaric. People will label protest as something that will cause havoc. People even label protest as an upbringing. And that's sad. I can't believe why people would think that, if you feel like you're going to sit there and just think that if someone has the actual right to protest or voice their opinion on something, I see that, you don't understand why people protest. Or in all actuality, some people don't even care that people protest. And why is that? Because, like I said, that's a fear that they feel inside, because that is something that would strike against what they believe in. And I'm talking about the people that don't mean anything great for this country and don't mean anything great for the people that live in this country. Okay, man. I'm gonna put your comment up there, Gary. All right, man. There you go. Respect. That's my man, Gary Smoot, man. Whatever. I will see you later, bro. But yeah. But back to what I was talking about. We can't just sit here and understand the fact that, I mean, like, I live in a society. I live in an area where it's very diverse. I live in an area where you have, people that have certain views, and I live around people that may see things different from what I see. I don't care about that. The only thing I care about is the fact that when it starts viewing hate, and when it starts viewing the fact that we have no place in society, and when I mean we, I'm talking about all minorities, that's what I have a problem with. A lot of people don't feel like this, but back to what I was saying as far as incitement, a lot of people don't even know what that word means. So let me explain it to you guys. The action of provoking unlawful behavior or urging someone to behave unlawfully. I'm going to say that again. The action of provoking unlawful behavior or urging someone to behave unlawfully. Now, another person that was coming up into the limelight with certain words is none other than Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, boy, whew. Joe Rogan, boy, you had a bad week this week, man. Joe Rogan, of course, y'all don't know who Joe Rogan is. I'm gonna let you know. He was a host on Fear Factor. He's been on UFC events with Dana White. Also, he has his own podcast, which is a huge success. And now, come to find out, it's certain things that Joe Rogan has been putting out to his members off of $1. It was speculated, and I'm quoting this, but it was speculated that Joe Rogan made over $100 million in profit from a right-wing establishment to spew hate and his disbelief on certain issues. And like I said, Joe Rogan has a large following. I know he has at least over 17 million followers. So again, like I was saying to you guys, certain people like Joe Rogan, certain people like Mitch McConnell has a huge base. Has a huge base to the point to where they can sit there and say certain things, and people that are true and devoted listeners of him will support it. He could even say something to the degree of the N-word, which he actually has. Does that make it right? I think he really got comfortable with it because of the simple fact that from what people were saying about it, he was using that word very loosely. And yes, people, I'm talking about the N-word as nigga. So we know that word has absolute terrifying history with the black race. But to hear that come from someone that actually is not a black person, and I'm going to say this to y'all right now, black people, please stop using that word. Please. Because if you want to get mad at a white person for saying the N-word, you got to get mad at a black person for saying the N-word too. So please, let's try to stop using that word. Please. That's a word that has a dark history in our culture, but we're using it very loosely to support our people. So let's refrain from using that. I'd rather for you to call me brother than the N-word. Just had to clear that up. But back to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan actually was using this word loosely as a Caucasian because he felt like he was the shit. He felt like, I have 17 million followers. I have $100 million in my bank account. I can say whatever I want and I can get away with it. Well, he suffered some backlash this time because a lot of people been pulling their music off of Spotify just off of the comments that Joe Rogan made. But it's not his fault, though. It's not his fault that he's been in a position to make outlandish comments or say things to where a lot of people will feel like it's derogatory and disrespectful. No, I don't fault him. You know who I fought? I fought the people that support him. I feel like the people that support him, I feel like the people that encouraged him, I feel like the people that gave him a slap on the wrist should be held just as much responsible as Joe Rogan. He was just doing his job. He was doing what he was told to do. That's just like anybody else. Even if you was in a situation, now this is where your conscience part should play in. And I don't think his conscience came in play when Joe Rogan was speaking these things, or Mitch McConnell when they were saying these things. I really don't think they have a conscience. The dollar bill is their conscience. Okay? The dollar bill is their conscience. The dollar bill is what makes them who they are today. Yes, money is the root of all evil, people. We know that. But some people don't give a damn about it because they're not conscientious. They're not caring of everyone else unless it's only dealing with themselves. These guys had so much to say about certain things about people, in fact, that it just dumbfounded me to know that anything that these guys could say, it'll be treated like it was said from God. And you know you don't never want to go against God. Please, Lord, don't strike me down today, right? Please, Lord, Lord, Lord. But at the same time, these guys do that and they feel like they're on the same level as them. They're on the same level as our Heavenly Father. Do you really think people need to hold people accountable for what they say? Do you really think they need to modify certain things in the Constitution to where certain things should be monitored? This statement right here speaks for itself. Speech also becomes unprotected when it is used to promote immediate violence or lawless action. That's facts. Some people don't believe that. Some people believe that they are entitled to speak what the hell they want to speak. Some people feel like whatever I say should go. Some people feel like if you don't listen to me and you go against what I stand for, consequences will happen. We've seen that, people. We already seen that happen. That's a modern day form of harassment. If you don't think so, how would you feel like if someone was bullying you? Wouldn't you feel harassed? That's what I feel like right now with all these politicians making these stupid ass decisions, and then you got celebrities doing stupid ass things. I feel like if they forcing this on me, I feel like I'm being harassed, like I have no say so. Or I feel like I have no way to try to get out of a troubling situation when I see it coming. Harassment behavior must be unwelcome, discriminatory, on the basis of protective status like gender or race, directed at an individual, and is so persuasive and objectively offensive. If you don't feel like any of these things fit the two people that I just named up today, you must be on another damn planet. Because at the same time, it was so severe. Because if it wasn't severe, why did they catch backlash for what they said? It was perversive, most definitely. And most importantly, it was objectively offensive to a lot of folks. A lot of people took offense to what they said. It wasn't just black people. It was white people. It was Asians. It was whomever. As a human being, you should have been offended about what Mitch McConnell said in reference to African Americans not really being Americans. And you should have been offended by the fact that Joe Rogan was using the N-word very loosely. But some people actually took that and they was like, bravo, bravo. That's the fucking problem. That's the problem. So until we get the problem and the nucleus out, we're going to continue to have this dialect every time we come into play. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have the right to freedom of speech. It is warranted. It's in the law. You have the right to speak. You have the right to freedom of press. You have the right to express yourself. But also, too, in that comment section called the Constitution, I'm pretty sure, it has certain guidelines and maybe restrictions on how you exercise your freedom of speech. I don't know what in the world that is. I don't know what the world that is. That's something that just popped up. Yeah, I just feel like, we as Americans, we use the Constitution very loosely, but these guys use the Constitution to kind of like wiggle their way through it and try to like deviate certain things within the Constitution to feel like whatever actions they portray or whatever actions they spit out is justified. And it's not. It's definitely not justified for the simple fact we don't we as a society, we can't condone certain things that people say or do. In short, isolated pure speech and expression is unlikely to constitute harassment on its own. To qualify as pure harassment, speech must be targeted, discriminatory, and typically part of an agenda. That's true shit. This is literally what it's all about. This is pretty much the brains of harassment. And on top of that, it coexists with inciting violence or something that can be potentially unlawful. This is what we see every day. That's why when I turn on the TV, I don't even waste time to even stay on like look at news any longer. It is so depressing to watch something on the news because why? You can't see people that were willing to work hand in hand, but yet you're quick to hear something that's either on the internet, on cable, that is so damn negative and so derogatory to the point to where you just get sick and tired of fucking entertaining. I really get sick and tired of hearing about how, we should change voter laws in certain areas of the country. I get tired of that. But if it only benefited you, it's okay to do. If it only benefited the people that you want in place, it benefits you. If it really speaks on who you really are as a person, it benefits you. Your character would never come into play when you have people that are following you and actually pushing you through the finish line. Your character will never be scrutinized because their character is the same way. So the words that you use very loosely are like it's being soaked up like a sponge. And you're using that to not only cause division, you're using that to create more of a divided nation. This nation is definitely divided. And it's only divided off the fact that the chickens are coming home to roost. People are really exposing themselves who they really are because they feel like they in a position to make decisions for you and me. You can't make decisions for me. You can't make decisions for the people that I love. You can't make decisions for the things that I actually work hard for. No, 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 no. I feel like if you feel like you think you can make decisions for me and you feel like you could justify your actions by being a narcissist or being someone who feels like separation is not bad, or you want to take it back to separation and segregation because that's really what is in your heart. When I feel like people speak on what they really believe, my mom always told me, man, if you ever say anything, regardless if you really didn't mean it, there's some truth behind it. You're not going to say something if it didn't mean nothing at all. It's been times when I said things and I'm like, you know what? I really damn it mean it. And guess what? I really meant it. Even though it was some stuff that I probably said that I probably regret saying, but at that particular time, I felt like I really meant it. When people say certain things about individuals, man, they really mean it, and they can use whatever excuse they say, well, it was a mistake. No, it wasn't no damn mistake. It never was a mistake when you justify the fact that that's who you really are. Mitch McConnell, Toby Tortoise. Come on, man. What the hell was he really thinking, though? I don't understand what was his major malfunction. Is this what people from Kentucky is all about? Hey, shout out to all the people in Kentucky. Because I know they ain't like that. I went to basic training in Kentucky, so I know them people are nice down there. But this right here, that right there doesn't exemplify Kentucky at all. That's a straight up jackass. But yet, he's in one of the highest positions in the land. Minority leader, Mitch Toby Tortoise McConnell. So again, people, like, I just think that for one, when you think of these things about dealing with freedom of speech, man, you got to be careful. You got to be careful about the fact that whatever you say can go a long way, and not to mention when you do certain things with the intent to when you feel like you're not being heard, and I'm talking about the people that's voicing these stupid ideologies, but when you feel like things are not being hurt, or you feel like it's not getting through, then you feel like you have to go like desperate measures. And that's why when people feel that way, unlawful conduct coexists. A lot of people would try to use intimidation and try to use their scare tactic as to where that will automatically get people to get on board. Nah, people lost their lives because they fought what they believed in. People lost their lives and got injured because they wanted to stand for right and not wrong. A lot of people stood for justice, and a lot of people stood for the way the country's supposed to be ran, because those people right there, rest their soul, are the true reason why this country is on this stature it's on today. But we lost those people to people that want to taint this country. People want to have blood on this American flag. People that want to use scare tactics to force their way and force their beliefs on someone who's trying to do the right thing. Seen it all the time. Seen it every day. I'm just so lucky as a minority that I never experienced that, but who's to say it will never happen to me? Unlawful conduct categorized categorizes a lot of things in speech, but this actually involves unlawful and unprotected conduct such as vandalism, destruction of property, and disruption. Yes, we seen that, people. I'm gonna harp on that all day. We definitely seen that. That's a prime example of what unlawful conduct happened on January the 6th. Now, I know for me talking about politics on Facebook, I know that may strike a red flag with some of them, but guess what? I can give two damns. Are they going to send me a flag because I'm voicing my opinion? I think I have that right to do that, right? I think I have the right to express how I feel and what I see because I have my own mind. I make my own decisions. Once again, at the beginning of the show, I was telling you, I don't like to be told what to do. And I don't like for people, regardless of what your situation is or whatever power that you have in life or however much money you have in your account, I don't allow for people to make decisions for me and mine. That shit will never happen. I stand for what I believe in. But ultimately, I have reasons to why I want to live in a society to where if I could walk the street and be considered as an American, and not just an American, I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran, well decorated, served my country proudly with the honorable discharge. But I can't be heard because my 2 cents don't count. But you expect for me to take your 2 cents and be like, oh, that's straight out the Bible. That will never happen. I promise you that. That will definitely never happen because at the same time, I have my own identity. Yes, I would literally tell you to get the fuck out of here. Point blank, period. Because this is some bullshit. I just don't get it. I just don't understand the simple fact that, you know, if you want to give me the type of information I need to be successful in society, then give it to me. Don't give me something that you feel like is gonna, have me like, I'm brainwashed or whatnot. No, I'm not gonna be hypnotized off of negativity. I'm not gonna be caught up in all the hype that you put out when in all actuality, this is what you really stand for and not me. You cannot give me something to work with. You can't give me a project to do if you don't give me the tools that I need to work with. And the tools that you give me, if you're speaking negativity, those tools are dull. I need stuff to where I could build my foundation from the ground up. But my foundation is only going to be to benefit people, not just one particular person. And I don't have to use people and try to persuade them and get them to make them follow my beliefs only because this is what I actually believe in. No, no, no. I don't have to do that because I am a true person of moral and I'm a true person of dignity. A lot of these characters don't have that. A lot of these characters don't even have morals. Again, like I said, they don't even care about the well-being of the average American person because most of them don't know what it is to struggle. Most of them don't even know that if you love one another, you could build together. But the words that they But they words actually supposed to just oversight everything that love and dedication and appreciation stands for. Yeah, that Richter scale is going through the roof. Because most people nowadays only see what what is being told is what is to be addressed. But if you're telling me that certain things that certain characters like the Rogans, the McConnells, you have other people, and I'm not just attacking them just because they're white people. Let me clarify that right now. I'm just saying this is what's been going on lately in the news. Okay, now it's other people out there that I will address in a later show, but these two I have to get on them because that resonated me in the wrong way, and I felt like I had to get on heavy hitters and talk about why in the hell they felt like it was justified for what they said. So I'm pretty sure like their viewers or whomever they entertain for shucking and jiving, I'm pretty sure that they got a kick out of what they said because that's stirring up the base. That's getting that that's getting that stuff ready. It's getting it ready because believe it or not, some people actually agree with them. Matter of fact, not some, a lot of people actually agree with them. And that makes you even wonder, like, damn, people really believe this shit? You can't tell me right now that most people that believe this stuff right now, if they really, really did some serious soul searching, would they really actually believe that this is something that can actually coexist along with everyone else? I know damn well they're not. I know damn well if it came down to a point to where if they actually viewed and some of these people, and the one thing I definitely hate too, I hate the fact that if you think that certain things are great within your household, if you think that the views that are being fed into your household, and then you go outside of work or go outside of school, and you have people that may be affected by these comments, and you play on their emotions by saying, "Oh, that's not right," but when you go home, you laugh and you be like, "Oh, we don't care about them. We don't care about how they feel. I was just doing that just to get some brownie points." You really think people don't do that? To me, that's a wolf in sheep clothing. To me, that's how some people are perceived as in society right now, like these politicians. Some of these politicians don't really give a damn about whether you live or die. Some of these celebrities, whether y'all believe it or not, because you out here supporting them, don't give a damn what about you if you live or die. They only care about their brand, they care about their product, but most importantly, they care about people like you that are making them rich. Say everything up under the sun. People grab, and I don't know. I can't say about myself, but definitely I want to attack this generation, this young generation right now. Y'all are the prime example of people being hit. Because every damn thing you see on TV, you think that shit is real. Everything you hear on TV, you think is real. Newsflash, is not. That's why some of your asses out here looking crazy right now. You can't be on the same platform as them people that you're idolizing. Why? Because in your eyes, you will never get to their stature. In your eyes, you're never even on their level. But you put them on that level because you support them for what they believe in, and you don't even believe in what you believe in yourself. That's sad. That's somebody with no fucking identity at all. You're a weak individual to me. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, it will be back up there later on too. I got some people I got to roast tonight. But yeah, man, like it's just crazy to know that people really take certain things into consideration and don't even think about how it will make people feel on the outside and make them realize that this is what I have to expect. This is what I have to go through year in and year out because like I said, you told me this in front of the camera, but behind the camera you somebody else. That's sad. Now, some of these examples just mentioned are tactics used by some protesters as form of civil disobedience. Yes, unlawful contact can be used in protesting, people. Incitement can be used at a protest, people. Harassment can be used at a protest, people. But you have the right to protest. You have the right to be heard. It's all about how you display it. Everybody talk about Black Lives Matter. Look here, y'all. Just because I'm black, I don't got to support Black Lives Matter. I'm gonna just say that. Do I believe in the cause? Oh, most definitely. Do I believe that there are people out there opportunists? Oh, most definitely. And do I feel like people are in that society, in that group of people, as far as Black Lives Matter, that would try to make Black Lives Matter different from what the purpose is? Absolutely. It's been proven. It's been proven that some people would try to use Black Lives Matter and try to make it as seem like they're militia. When in all actuality, the only reason why they're protesting is because they feel like it's a lot of injustice going on in this country. Now, I wouldn't even. I'll be biased. I'd be biased if I said if you had white supremacists or if you had hate groups having not, they shouldn't have the right to protest. I'm not going to say that because they have the right to protest, but you don't have to be there just like they don't have to be there for a Black Lives Matter rally. You don't. You don't have to be there. Everybody has one common thing in common. You have the right to express your opinion. You have the right to protest. You have the right to speak. You have that freedom of speech. That is a form of freedom of speech, people. Protesting is a form of freedom of speech, regardless if it's negative to some or if it's positive and it may be viewed as negative to others. You don't have to condone it. Like I said, you have your own identity. You have your own identity. And I would like to talk about protesting because while civil disobedience can be a vehicle for change, which we've seen because people that were protesting over the George Floyd situation, people that was protesting of the Arbery situation, Ahmaud Arbery situation, justice got served. You should remember that the civil disobedience is, by definition, not protected speech or activity, and that such activity has consequences. Yes. But when people say the word consequence, you think of consequences in a bad way. Nah, we can't say consequences in a bad way when it led to the George Floyd protest. Because at the end of the day, we got a conviction. We can't say consequences came in the Ahmaud Arbery situation because guess what? We got a conviction. Now, the only consequences that happen are the people that created those situations. And I'm talking about the men that were found guilty. Those are the only consequences that I felt like was justified. And it shouldn't have been consequences against the people protesting. Justice was served on those two separate occasions. Period. America came together on those two separate situations. Period. So to look at it as something that cannot be brought together, those are two examples on why society needs to have their own identity and not fall victim to what someone of a high stature feels for or feels like is right and uses that to elevate the platform of hate and deceit. It's not hard, man. It's not hard for you to sit there and have your own identity. And it's not hard for you to sit there and voice your opinion on things that you actually know that are troubling. But when you stir up trouble and you feel like people are just pawns and going to automatically believe what you say, you need to be checked or you need to be removed because you're the problem. You're the problem. Knowing the law, in particular, knowing the limits to your First Amendment rights, and this is important that people need to know this because your rights are important. It's only important if you knew your rights. It's important because thinking about taking certain actions or such actions. I'm gonna say this again: knowing the law and particularly knowing the limits to your First Amendment rights is important before thinking about taking such actions. Period. These restrictions apply narrow limits to when, where, and how a speaker may present a message. The message that these speakers are using are detrimental, destructive, and dangerous. We already seen the message that they give, what it could lead to. We already seen someone in high power. I'm not going to say his name. We all know. We already seen people in high power, the message, what it could lead to. You don't have to be famous to try to influence someone off your wording and try to make them do what you want to do. You don't have to be famous to do that. You could be the average person like myself. And if you're easily influential, people will follow you even off your word, and to the point to where they will actually feel like whatever you say, it's a must that I follow through. Gotta be careful with that. Got to be careful with what we say to people. We got to be careful who we talk to. But most importantly, we got to be careful on how we persuade people to do the things that we think is right. And I'm talking about the people that are using the platform to create division and diversity amongst each other. Understand that, people, and know your rights. It's important to understand that time, place, and manner restrictions are valid if they're reasonable. However, the First Amendment does not permit targeting the actual content of speech. How can you not understand that, y'all? How can you not understand that? And like I said, it kills me because, like I said, some people don't know their rights. Some people don't know their their due diligence because they don't read up on stuff like this. But it's important that you do. That's the only way you're going to be able to find peace in mind and be able to have some type of stability when you're living in a society that we're living in right now. The First Amendment is a powerful tool for responding to viewpoints or actions you disagree with, but it has limits. Just like with people speaking, you have limits to what you say. Only thing is, you should just utilize your platform to build something instead of tearing it down. Use your platform and use your powerful words of speech because you have that right to elevate something when you see that it's troubling. Try to identify the problems, even if the problem is from within yourself. Identify it. There's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with pointing the finger at you and say to yourself, did I mess up by saying what I said? That's taking a major step in leading to the road of success. That's taking a major step of bridging the gap. That's a major step in trying to eliminate and eradicate speech that can be contaminating to the human mind. A lot of words, and your words are deep. Trust me, your words cut deeper than any blade. But the way you use your words can be influential, and it can actually be receiving only to the people that's willing to change and willing to accept change in society. Hey, don't take my word for it, just like LeVar Burton said on Reading Rainbow. But at the same time, I just want people to be able to appreciate what a good message can go a long way. We have people that had messages that carry over for years. Dr. King, Malcolm X. We even had you have had like authors that spoke highly of certain things, but the message was clear with anyone who led those type of messages, and they felt like the setting was laid in stone by whenever they felt like whatever I speak, it only comes with love, not hate. Whatever I use my platform to do is only to build a better relationship for the fellow man. Why is that so hard right now? I have the slightest idea. But until we get in a position to where we can actually get those people that are not in our favor and get them out of the situation, because like I said, those are the contaminant elements that we do not need in this beautiful life, as I call my home. This is something that I really feel passionate about. I really feel passionate about the fact that, this is not only for my generation, but it's for my kids' generation as well. I've dealt with I've dealt with my parents going through certain things to where they had no say so. They had to accept what was given to them. But now in my era, we can actually make a difference. But we have to make a difference by doing the right thing. We have to hold people accountable for what their words can lead to, far as incitement, harassment, unlawful. It's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle, but at the same time, we can overcome it. But I'm gonna need everyone to take their own actions and have their own mind. Don't let someone else dictate your everyday, people. Let your mind let your mind be free of any type of negativity, but feed your mind with all positivity, because that's where you're gonna really grow. I like that. I had to close off on that one. That kind of hit me a little bit, and I really appreciate the fact that, when you have people, and I know some of the viewers right now. I know people that really take certain things into characterization, man, to where you feel like, hey, if I can relate to someone who may be going through the same thing I'm going through, man, I can actually accept that. I can open that with an open heart. I can receive it with an open heart because I know it's genuine. Whenever you hear certain things that may be offensive to anybody, not even, including yourself, because regardless if it's not associated with you, it should offend you when you see someone else is grieving or when you see someone else is going through the struggle. That should hit your heart too, just as much as it hit theirs. So let's work together and just try to build a better society by, like I said, eradicating the negative shit. It has to go. But it's going to start with us getting it out of place, and it's going to have to start with us putting people in position that has those same characteristics and those same goals, and driven by unity and sticking with that, and make sure that we don't have. I know it's going to be tough, but it's not saying that it's impossible. We can overcome. We've overcome many obstacles before. We could do it. But it's up to everyone that's watching the show. It's up to everyone that's in this country. We all got to work together, but we ultimately got to do better. So on that note, I know I was being serious, but now I had to get to a favorite segment of mine. And yes, people, I have to get to my most popular subject. Yes. Dude, what the fuck? Yes, it's back. I know I haven't been doing it in a while, but yeah, I got a couple of people I have to question, man. I got a couple of people up here that, I got to turn the hat back on this one, man. Yeah, I got a couple of people. I'm thinking, what the fuck are you thinking? So now I have to really go into my what the fuck law, and I have to really ask these people, what were they really thinking about when they made these decisions? Everybody know who AJ Johnson is, man. AJ Johnson is a very talented actress. Yes, there she go. Yes, she has a workout video. Oh yeah. Workout video is scrumptious. Oh yeah, I'm hating on those abs right there, yo. But why in the hell would AJ Johnson come out and tell everybody that she had a threesome on her 50th birthday, man? Who the hell want to hear that shit? Like, I'm looking at this picture right now. Yeah, she got some abs, but she damn near she could be a stunt double for Speed Racer, man. Like, why you standing like that, AJ Johnson? You look like Speed Racer, man. Won't you go and find Speed Racer brother Racer X, man? What the fuck were you thinking about telling people that you had a threesome with two dudes? Like, do I look like I really give a damn that you had a threesome? Can give two shits. But for you to just come out there and say it willy-nilly, like, I need to hear that, AJ Johnson, aka Speedy. You was dead wrong for that shit. So I had to put you on my show for you coming out saying that shit. AJ Johnson, nobody give a damn about your threesome. Was it on OnlyFans? If it wasn't, shut the fuck up. It wasn't up there. Nobody didn't see it. Only thing you said was that it was great. La-di-da. I don't know. But hey. She do got some bomb ass abs though. I can't even fake on that. I'm kind of jealous though. I thought that shit was Photoshop, man. But she do look like she riding in the Mach 5 in that motherfucker. AJ Johnson, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Keep some of that stuff to yourself, because nobody don't really care, AJ Johnson. All right? Keep your bedroom affairs to yourself. And why in the world would you say that? I have the slightest idea, but you got roasted on heavy hitters. And I want to talk about the latest fashion. You know why people love wearing skinny jeans, man? Like, I don't even own a pair of skinny jeans, but I see jokers wearing skinny jeans like it ain't nothing. But when I was online, man, I saw somebody post these skinny jeans right here. I said, man, what the fuck? Who the fuck is gonna wear some skinny jeans like that, man? Miss Puff from SpongeBob, man? Y'all gonna get some skinny jeans for Miss Puff and shit? Or who gonna be wearing them on the men's side? Humpty Dumpty? Them the only motherfuckers that can fit these shits. Who the fuck is gonna wear those tight ass skinny jeans with the belly in the front? You like I mean, they look like the letter P. Miss Puff is the only one that can wear them shits. Look at her legs. Those skinny jeans fit perfect on her and Humpty Dumpty. The only ones that can wear them shits. Me, I can't fuck with them. I don't wear skinny jeans. I never liked skinny jeans. I would never be wearing any damn skinny jeans. That's just my thing, though. I can't wear them. They don't support me. They don't support me at all. I can't get into them and will never try it. What if you need to get your cell phone now and you can't get your damn cell phone because them damn skinny ass jeans are too damn tight? What if it was an emergency, man? Whoever made those fucking skinny jeans, man, you need to be kicked in your ass. In the front and the back. The fuck out of here who made those skinny jeans, man. Y'all be, I know them shits ain't even in Walmart, yo. Super skinny jeans. Man, get the hell out of here. But I guarantee you somebody gonna try to buy them shits. And if they do, and if I see you, I will put you on the next what the fuck. Because you should be walking out the house in them shits right there. Those shits are terrible. And then they got the nerve to charge you $48 for them shits. Are you serious? I hope the God leads them make those joints, yo. Because if they did, they're gonna go bankrupt. Point blank, period. So I'm about to get ready to wrap this up, man. Thank you guys for watching the show, man. Heavy Hitters has been a huge success. I wanted to thank a lot of people. I want to give a couple of shout outs to a couple of people of mine. Matter of fact, yo, we got my man. I know I do it every podcast, whenever podcast I have, but Red Grant, let me get this straight right now, y'all. Red Grant is a great dude, man. Red Grant is actually running for mayor in DC in November of this year's election. Please, anybody that's from DC, I support this brother with the utmost respect. He's a gentleman. He loves his city, but most importantly, he's for the city. So in November, to all the people that's in DC right now, support Rodney Red Grant because I endorse him. Heavy Hitters endorses Rodney Red Grant. And like I said, he will make DC a better place. Not saying that the current administration is not doing their job, but Red Grant is for the city and he's for his people. So on November, get out there and vote for Red Grant, man. Mayor Red Grant. Yes, that has a nice little ring to it. But yo, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I have to get up and go to work tomorrow. I had a long day today, man. But thank you guys again for watching Heavy Hitters. It was a great show. Shout out to my man Gary Smoot for coming on with that corny ass comment talking about I had a Beverly Hills polo shirt on. No, motherfucker, this is real shit. Okay, I want to see you with your polo stuff. Come on, but hey, for y'all that don't know, Smoot Talk is coming back. Smoot Talk is coming back. I'm just going ahead and I'm going ahead and instigate the shit right now. Smoot Talk is coming back. I just don't know when that motherfucker's coming back because Smoot Talk don't even know when that motherfucker's coming back. He told me it was coming back. I'm waiting for the world premiere of his new show. I'm waiting for you, Gary. I want to see it, and I damn sure going to believe it because I'm going to come over there and put up some crazy comments like you did tonight. But yeah, I'm going to get up out of here, man. I will see you guys next Wednesday on Heavy Hitters. Thanks again. Also, too, I want to give a special shout out to Deasia Fillmore. I'm sorry I missed the premiere to your show, Crossover, man. I heard it was a huge success. We got to chop it up. We got to chop it up again. And like I told you, too, man, like I want to get in one of those films, though, man. Yeah, your boy I got that acting skill, too, though, man. Gravy ain't the only person that can act now. Your boy can act, too. So we need to chop it up. I definitely look forward to seeing you. Definitely, you're always welcome to come on Heavy Hitters. Come on here, and I'm going to support you 100%. But kudos to you on the premiere of Crossover. You guys actually get out there and check out Crossover on YouTube, man. It's a great story. Deasia Fillmore, she had that thing popping. She is on the rise. I'm telling you right now. Shout out to my man Don Pacino. The album Icon just came out. Go cop his album. We also going to be having some more guests come on to the show. I will let you guys know through the flyers. Just pay attention to me on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Anything dealing with Heavy Hitters, you'll see it to believe it. Yo, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Thank y'all for enjoying the show, and tune in for Heavy Hitters next Wednesday, 7 p.m. All right? I'm watching y'all. Come back now, yeah. On Heavy Hitters. See you guys next week. Man, shut your punk ass up.
Dice me the pieces, keep blowing fire when the bullets eject. We set it meant to the fullest extent. Hey yo, niggas can't fight, the one hit by no gunplay. Pounds talk to ironic, this with the gun way. Yoga early on the Monday, on the one way. One at once, one after one, just like a runway. Black hoodie, essay patch, we call it Mars Day. Big gun, walking your block without shit on. Who that? You're the best, we never knew that. Screw that, you ain't true at, go there, do that. Leave a face tag, spaceship, we built the break last. Breaking up fights, they fighting over these shake bags. Frizzy face mask, sturdy, about to do him dirty. Bright nerdy, slipping, he on the purdy. Why you wanna look like